Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Siege of Avalon. We just finished up in the first region of the game, so we're going to continue on to the next part. So we're in another section of the village, and first thing we see is a room with a staircase, and a wolf attacks us, so we're going to kill the wolf and enter the building, see what's down here. Seem to be a number of spiders. Well, we'll just finish them off without too much trouble. It seems to be hard to see in here. If you have trouble seeing what's going on, you can press the X key, and it gives you an X-ray view, so you can see through walls and things and be able to see what's going on around your character. And we can see that there's a chest here, and it has a pair of pants inside. They're called elven leather breeches, and fortunately they don't seem to be particularly good. They reduce our strength and increase our coordination, but they also reduce our constitution, which means that we're not going to regenerate mana as quickly, and we're also going to be much more fragile. It gives us good resistance modifiers, but in the end I don't think it's worth the penalty to constitution, so we're not going to wear these at the moment. The only character I find who usually wears these is a scout character. They don't really care too much about the strength or the constitution, since they don't really get hit at all, and they don't really need to recharge mana either, and they like the increased defense that it offers. The warrior won't wear it because of the penalty to strength. They like strength a lot since it influences all of their damage, and they don't really want to wear an item that's going to penalize that. So that seems to be all that's in there. We're going to continue on exploring. We come across another room and another wolf. And this building down here seems to be intact, contrary to all the other buildings in the entire town. So that should be interesting. I wonder what's in there. But first we're going to explore over here and see what's down this staircase. And it seems to be another basement with, more spiders and another chest. Interesting. We're going to have to kill these spiders first. And, well, that wasn't too difficult. Good thing we're a mage. We're going to open the chest up and, what's this? A brick of fine steel. Interesting. Well, that's quite entertaining. Now, little thing to note here is that this is the same brick of steel that's required for the blacksmith. If you remember, we picked up a quest in order to find a source of steel for the blacksmith to produce items for Avalon. This is that very same source of steel. However, he's not going to be able to do much with just one brick. We actually have to secure this whole area, this entire map, in order to convince the captain of the guard, or I believe his name is Calveric, in order to send some men down here and scope the place out and collect the items, or collect the steel rather. Apparently there's other steel that we can't see, and they need to send men to collect it, and we can't do it ourselves. But in order to do that, we have to kill all the Shaohu in the entire area, and that's going to be fairly difficult, seeing as how we've taken quite a bit of damage already and starting to run out of mana. So we're going to be a bit more careful about our battles from now on. Coming down here, we find another building. There seems to be some more enemies over here. There's quite a lot of enemies in this game, and they're all quite dangerous, as you can see. That one did quite a lot of damage to us. And I keep missing with the fireball, which is very unfortunate because it takes a long time to recharge, and it's the only real way we have to soften up these enemies before we can finish them off with our little knife. The knife isn't particularly good, and can't really rely on it to kill anything for us, so we have to rely on the fireball to do most of the damage and just finish them off with the knife, unfortunately. But fortunately they are very slow, and the knife is much faster than their swords. Even though their swords do a lot more damage, for a smart we can kill them before they're able to kill us. I actually took quite a bit of chance there. If he had finished his swing there, he probably would have killed me, but fortunately he didn't, and now he's dead and I'm alive, so that's really all that matters at the end of the day. I believe there's another guy over here, so we're going to finish him off. Now this quest is a bit frustrating because you have to kill all of the Shaohu in the entire map, and that can be a bit troublesome to have to find them all. Fortunately, it does give you a little message when you do eventually finish them off, so you can be sure of when you're done it. Unfortunately, if this is the first time you're playing through the game and don't know that, it can be hard to tell when you're done. You might think the quest has been glitched up in somehow, which is quite possible. There's quite a few quests in this game that can glitch up quite easily and deny you a few well-deserved experience points, but such is life, I suppose. There's nothing to do but load a previous save file and try to get your winnings back. And you saw there earlier, the fireball sort of went right through him. It sort of looked like it should have hit him, and maybe it should have, but for whatever reason, the hit detection didn't verify that as a hit. But we do kill him eventually and get his gold and training points and so on. So we've explored a decent chunk of the map so far, but still quite a bit still quite a bit left, and it'd be much easier if we regenerated mana more quickly. So we're going to put some more points into mysticism into our constitution to try to get them up a bit higher. As you can see, our recharge rate is slowly getting higher. We're now up to 25 mana a minute. I believe we started around somewhere around 16, and we were at about 20 before we just invested those points there. So we have quite a bit to go. Now this house is very interesting since it seems to be the only one intact in the whole of the village. Now that's very suspicious. So perhaps we want to investigate that, but we might want to rack up some more mana first. So we'll just well, no, let's just go for it. Why not? And seems to be a Shaohul warrior in here. All the other ones were scouts, so that would imply they're not quite as strong as this guy. And indeed, he seems to have, well, he doesn't really seem to have many more hit points, actually. But I'm sure if he were to hit us, he would do a lot more damage, as what's being implied here. But fortunately, we're a mage, and we don't really care how much damage he does with his sword swing, because he's never going to hit us with it anyway. So we kill him, and it seems, oh, he has a key ring, perhaps the same key ring that our friend Avalon was referring to? Why, yes, indeed, it most certainly is. He also has a pair of leather arm splints. That's interesting. Let's take those. And we finally put them on. We can put them on this arm slot we haven't filled yet. That's quite useful. The wolf won't have anything on him because he's, you know, a wolf, unfortunately. And if we go up here, we'll find, oh, a chest and a pair of black boots of the shadows. And if you look at these stats, wow, that's quite impressive. All these stats are quite good, and the resistance modifiers are quite high. These are quite an excellent pair of boots, I must say. And if you're a scout, you're going to be wearing these boots for the entire game. If you're a warrior, you're still going to be wearing these boots for quite a long time. We're definitely going to put them on for now, though we may switch them out later, seeing as how we don't really care about the type of stats it gives us. Most of them are coordination and stealth-based statistics, which, while are handy to us and help our speed a little bit, aren't particularly important. We'd rather have a healthy boost to our mana or something like that if we happen to find an item that does the same. But anyway, continuing on, we're going to go and try to scour this area and defeat all the enemies we can find inside of it, of which I'm sure there's quite a few. Here's one, for example. We're just going to throw a fireball at him. And the AI appears to have some sort of retreat mechanic where if it takes too much damage, he tends to run away. And this guy is making a sort of an odd attempt at trying to run away. He seems to be carrying an arming doublet, but that's not terribly interesting. But we should be able to sell it, so we'll pick that up anyway. Continuing on, we find there's another guy in here, so we're going to kill him as well. Oh, one thing to note is that when you're clearing out this room for, or clearing out this map for the blacksmith quest, you don't actually have to kill all the wolves. Just the Shaohul will have to be killed. The wolves aren't of importance. They're not concerned with killing those in particular. They just want all the orc-like creatures dead, the ones who are considerably more dangerous, or at least I suppose that's what they think they are. I don't know, I think the wolves are pretty dangerous too. So here's another wolf, quite fast, but not fast enough. We've explored quite a decent chunk of the map. I don't know if there's anyone left who we've missed, so there should be someone around here, hopefully. Ah yes, there's quite a few guys down here if I recall. Here's one. We're going to kill him. At least we're going to try to. Seems to have survived, unfortunately. He seems to be hurting us quite a bit, so we're going to have to retreat a bit. And we're going to be running out of time soon, so I'm going to have to wrap up after I defeat this guy, I think. Let's see. Ooh, and he has a ruby ring. That's quite interesting. That's probably worth a coin or two. And a splint girdle. You can probably wear that as a belt. Okay, so we're probably going to have to wrap up the video at this point, since we're just about out of time. Hopefully we'll be able to clear up this area in the next video and move on to the next one. See you then.